I'm going.
Greetings, everybody. Joe died. We're just gonna leave his corpse here.
That's fine.
Yep. Welcome to Children of Rath. It's a D&D game. We're playing one. I was gonna say something else, but then my brain broke for a second. So we're playing D&D 5e in a Magic Gathering world in Dominaria. Yeah. Okay. I don't know anymore. My brain has just broken today. But you know what? Let's see how everybody else's brains are doing. Lindsay, how are you and Wintress doing? I haven't done this in like weeks. I keep forgetting to.
I got drunk. That's all I remember.
Everybody's characters got drunk.
No.
Yeah, but at least Wintress and
Maxwell did it. And then
there was a long discussion about angel boobs.
Yeah, because then we have Claude, who's playing. I mean, Joe, who's playing Claude.
No, I am Claude, who's playing Joe tonight.
That might work. I mean, Claude's a shape changer. You can be shape changing to Joe. Oh.
Claude is passed out.
Yeah.
So he's doing fine.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he doesn't revert to goo or something.
Uh-huh. Leah's not with us as he is, I'll give the shout out now at the end of the show. He's doing prep work for a charity stream he's going to be doing in the next couple of days, so he's getting ready for that. So if you want to see Lee do some charity streaming stuff, go check it out. Just Lee Belmont. Twitch TV. Anyway, Fish, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Kazran is also the only one of the main party who's conscious right now.
Exactly. Well, Maxwell technically is, but he wandered off to do stuff with, I guess, to help out Latula, because she's not unconscious, but a little messed up.
Yeah, we're walking back to the place, and Kazran's not walking. Kazran's letting his turret carry him.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we have Mads as Carrie.
Oh wait, is
Carrie.
the turret drunkenly swayed?
No,
Yes.
the turret's fully sober.
The turret's a robot. It doesn't get drunk.
It can if it
It
wants,
can
but it doesn't.
Yeah. Turrets can get drunk if they want to.
I guess
They can
it's
leave
not
their friends
technically-
behind.
That's
They
pants.
just can't leave
That's
their
pants you
behind.
leave your behind.
In your behind?
Because you can dance if you want to. You can leave your pants behind.
Actually, the turret's not of a legal drinking age.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
He's cat.
Seeing as how, yeah, Kaz is. The legal drinking age for goblins is about 7.
The legal drinking age for goblins is did you survive?
Yeah. And then they drink to forget.
I drink to forget my troubles. Yeah, anyway. Mads, Carrie,
Me.
do, stop,
Listen.
things.
Listen, Carrie tried to drink one drink and then remembers nothing else.
Sounds...
Carrie's gonna be out for a few days.
Carrie is not doing too hot. Matt's isn't either, but also.
It's life. So, yes, last time there was some hanging out at the house arrest that everybody's at. There was some existential crises for an angel, which Kaz was doing a very good job of being a therapist for. And then everybody went drinking after meeting some more angels who have arranged for you to go meet them when you're in the city. And you have free time. And you're all invited.
Not that I think any of us know that at this point.
No!
Kaz
does. Kaz does.
Kaz, show me on the doll where the angel touched you.
Kaz also has a ring with the recorded message, "Ask the leader of the church why angel's sexy."
I thought also you were going to ask if Sarah was a lesbian.
That was another question, as if Sarah was a lesbian.
Yep.
It's an important question to ask the leader of the Church of Serra.
It's very...
Hey, Pope, is God gay?
Yup. Anyway, that will be a thing that will perhaps happen. You'll all wander back to the townhouse with the help of the guards that are with you. Not of your angelic escorts. They're just gonna walk along with you. But, you know, everybody will head back. Everybody will go to their respective rooms. Carrie and Claude will be laid down. Wintress, you know, will be escorted to her room. Everybody's going to be escorted off. You know, Nim is going to be there as you get back and be like, "Ah, how was your drinking excursion?"
It was excellent. I had 2 drinks.
You seem quite inebriated for 2 drinks.
One of them was Dwarven Death Ale.
Ew. That sounds like it's, not drinkable.
I'm proof that we all drank it.
That explains why half of you are unconscious and the rest of you are in interesting shapes.
It was very good.
I
Well,
was
no, it
conscious I
tasted...
could be in an interesting shape.
It tasted terrible. It hurt physically and emotionally. But it did the trick.
I don't mean to be a bother with this entire thing, but, you know, drinking is not really the best way for you to, I guess, forget your troubles.
I have no troubles. I'm fine. I'm doing fine. I just wanted the drink.
Alright, then. Well, perhaps you can sleep it off and feel better in the morning.
Oh, I'm gonna hate everything in the morning. I just know it. I'm gonna be so hungover in the morning. It's gonna be terrible. I got very drunk on a very empty stomach because the person in the kitchen just won't let me have food, I guess.
Well, do you want something now?
Do you have food? How did you get it?
We have a kitchen.
Yes, but she doesn't let us go in there.
Yes. But you can speak to her nicely and arrange to have actual dishes made for you. Yes, there's a time period for which she wishes to prepare meals, but if you request, you can ask for meals beyond the normal time periods. She's very strict on her scheduling, but I was discussing with her the possibility of preparing meals during it and just keeping them prepared for those that might be late. Just in case I had a few meals prepared for you fellows, so if you'd like one.
I don't know if I'm capable of asking nicely right now.
Perhaps I can for you. Why don't you just go, and I'll get you some water, and you can relax a little bit in the dining room.
Okay. Alright.
Nim will help out. He'll bring you, like, a glass of water and some food. Apparently, like, a plate of stuff that was prepared from the kitchen at some point in time. Yes, I mean, if you actually just have a general discussion with her about arranging, perhaps after a mealtime, having a meal prepared. The thing is, she doesn't want you to cook she doesn't cook anything outside the schedule. That's the trick of what she was telling us earlier.
I'm going to be honest with you. I will not remember any of this conversation.
No, I assume so, but, we'll worry about that in the morning.
Okay. I should go to sleep before I throw up on this very nice couch.
Indeed.
And Kaz will go off to find his bed somehow. The
Uh,
robot knows the way.
The robot will know the way, relatively speaking.
One of Kazran's robots will know the way.
Yes. It will be successful enough. as you will head up to bed, and everybody will conk out for the evening. And of course, morning will eventually come. And many of you will have very pounding headaches and not feel great.
I don't know what you're talking about.
In fact, the only person that probably doesn't feel bad is Maxwell. Probably closely behind, followed by Nim. Because Nim probably feels a little worse because he's alive, and so you never know how you're feeling. Like, you might not be feeling perfect in the morning. You know? Undead, you don't have that problem. Followed by, I don't know, probably Latula. Then Hang and Wintress are probably about equal. Followed by Kaz.
Yeah, I got a 25 on that con save.
Followed by Carrie and Claude, feeling real messed up.
I don't know what you're talking about. I feel fine.
It's breakfast time again. Is everybody going down to breakfast, or what is your plans for right now? Oh, hungover folks.
Nah. I'll go down for breakfast. Probably some food would be a good idea.
Probably.
Kaz will come down for breakfast. Just hat pulled very low over his eyes.
Ah! Excellent. Good morning, Kaz. How was your sleep?
Nope. Fine. Fine.
Claude? Excellent. At least some of you are up.
Don't ever drink something called death ale.
Okay.
I already informed... Well, he wouldn't remember it, but I already did inform Kazzer that was probably a terrible idea.
I don't regret it. Well, I sort of regret it right now. I feel like after my pounding headache and severe dehydration go away, I will not regret it. I don't fully remember what happened after I took the shot.
Well, I was still back here, but all of you managed to get back home. Carrie and Claude were unconscious. You had some semblance of mindset to you. Maxwell escorted Latula. Radiant came back definitely inebriated, as did Hang and Wintress, though the two of them were hanging off of each other.
But you weren't supposed to drink anymore.
I don't think I'm supposed to drink.
I'm talking to Wintress.
Was blatantly annoying, ignorant. She's only muttering, silence, small words that hang.
Has anyone seen Carrion?
I believe last time was when she was being escorted to her room, but after that, no.
Okay, she hit her head on the bar immediately after she took the shot.
She's probably still unconscious. I barely woke up this morning, and she had 3 times what I had.
That's true. Carrion decided it would be a good idea to drink an entire mug of the Dwarven Death Ale.
I'm guessing it was some form of spirit that she was drinking, and she drank a large amount of it very rapidly.
Yeah, the rest of us took a shot, and this is how we ended up. Carrion might genuinely be dead right now.
It's scary.
I'm aware that it's scary, but Carrion might be dead. It was a lot of ale.
She'll be fine.
I'm fairly certain ale is not an apt description.
Oh, I don't know what else to call it. It was called an ale. It didn't taste like most other spirits. It tasted like oil.
tasted like fire.
That too.
This is why I don't tend to drink, because the after results are not very pleasant.
Maxwell might have bought a bottle of it.
I don't know what he's planning with that, but he can't get drunk, so beware for gifts of drink from Maxwell, I guess, then.
He might be planning on using it as an explosive. I think there was talk about using it as an explosive.
I
don't know.
I don't remember anything.
I don't know enough about explosives to say whether or not that would work or not, but I don't know if you can do that with spirits, even very powerful ones.
Oh, it will work. It will work horribly well.
At the very least, you could light it on fire.
That's...
That I know about, that it would burn.
Well, if you light it on fire, but keep it in like a contained environment, all of that energy builds up, and then it might explode.
Well, someone should go get Carrie, and someone should check up on Radiant. I assume Maxwell will look after Latula. They'll be down when they will be down.
Okay, I'll try to get Carrie, and I think I'm the least likely to get hit.
Good luck.
She wouldn't let me.
That's true, but... Wintress, are you able to stand up very well?
What are lights?
That's what I thought. Okay. I'll go see about rousing the demon. I will slowly make my way to Carrion's room.
Well, Carrie, I mean, you're incredibly hungover, and you probably feel awful.
Yeah, blanket wrapped around the head. Just pitiful little, like, moans coming from that blanket.
Carrion.
Not so loud.
Carrion.
Still too loud.
This is about as soft as I can go and have the microphone still pick me up.
What's a microphone? What do you want?
There's breakfast downstairs, and also, are you still alive?
No.
Okay.
Answer to both those questions.
There was only one question, but okay.
I have a concussion.
Yes, you hit your head very hard.
With what?
The bar.
Oh. Go away.
Okay. I'll try and see about saving you some food for later.
Never speak about food in my general direction ever again.
No promise. Then I'll leave.
Okay. Are you heading back to food? Doing anything else?
I'll go back to food.
Okay. Then you will enjoy breakfast-ish. I guess as best you can with trying to get over an awful hangover, as many of you are.
I'm sticking to tea and bread.
Other than Carrie, Radiant doesn't show up. Well, and of course, Maxwell and Latula are kind of keeping to themselves. Maxwell will show up briefly, though, and pick up some stuff, taking it, and be like, I'm just, seemingly like stuff for a hangover, like some water and stuff, taking it up to help her out. Breakfast will go by, and everybody will slowly but surely recover. And the day will pass on, having the drinking escapade be kind of a memory behind you as, like, the night of, like, craziness. There will be something that you will definitely notice in the entire day. By the evening, you'll notice that Radiant has not been seen all day. She hasn't been around the house. Those 2 angel escorts are still outside, so they haven't left. So you think she's somewhere, you just haven't seen her.
Boba Fett's dead.
Yeah. I saw that before we went live.
I saw that this morning. Or mid-afternoon.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. For those of you who do not know Lindsay's random outburst, the person who played Boba Fett during the original trilogy of movies passed away.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It was quite a while ago, though. Anyway. Rip badass. I forget what we were doing before we were interrupted by Boba Fett's dead.
I'll go and try to see if I can find Radiant.
Alright, kind of taking a look around, it seems like the room that was assigned to her, the door's locked to it. Which normally she's not in there at all.
I will gently knock.
Eh,
Are you alive?
sure.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
Do you need anything?
Oh, no.
Okay, well, if you need to talk or anything, we're here for you.
Oh, yeah, no. Sure. Do you remember much of what happened last night? You conked out pretty quickly, right?
I remember taking a shot, it burning like hell, and blackness.
That's perfect. That's great. I mean,
Not really.
is that what you wanted from drinking?
No, more of a happy buzz would have been better, but I haven't been hit that hard by alcohol, so... Well... I've never been hit by hard by alcohol.
Shame that you and Carrie won't remember anything. Too bad. Oh, it was a night. There were things that happened. Don't worry about it.
Like I said, if you need anything, we're here for you.
Uh-huh. Totally. If something comes up that totally will need to, talk about, I will totally talk about it. Don't worry about it. I'll be in here.
Okay. Also,
How's Kaz doing? Does Kaz remember a lot about what happened last night?
Kaz remembers some stuff. I don't know how much. He's doing okay.
Oh, that's so good to hear. All right, then.
Also, what's up with the angels?
Oh, yeah, they're here. Don't worry about it.
We're not going to have to go to church again, are we?
Probably, but don't worry about it. Different church.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go bury my head under some sheets then.
Oh, that sounds distressing. I feel better.
Thank you. I'll walk away.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm actually going to go find Kaz.
Yeah.
Kaz?
I'm in the library, under a book. Literally under a book.
I'll walk up. Kaz?
Yes.
Did something happen with Radiant last night?
Well, maybe. I don't remember everything. I remember some stuff. Oh, no.
I'm not gonna pry because she did not want to talk about it, but she has locked herself in her room and doesn't seem like she's coming out anytime soon. And
Alright.
she specifically asked if you remembered anything about last night.
I remember some things. There were conversations that were had. I might have volunteered for things, not thinking through them entirely, or if they were physically possible. Don't worry about it. It shouldn't mean anything. Don't think too hard about what I just said.
I can't at the moment.
Alright, good.
In my personal existence, I've never had an experience like that with alcohol. Parts of me might have.
No, yeah,
But-
I think every part of you was just completely knocked out.
No, I mean, parts of me might have when they were not parts of me.
Oh, sure.
But since I've been what I am now, I've never had that.
Sure. Yeah. All right. I'm going to get some water and then maybe go check on Radiant.
Okay, I'm gonna go bury my head under some blankets.
All right, that's a good idea. That is maybe a third step in my plan.
Maybe switch into shadow form for a while.
Sure, that might help too. I think being insubstantial might mean that you can't get hungover, so who knows?
It's worth a shot. As I walk away, I'll start to transform.
Sure hope we told everyone, all the guards and stuff, you can do that.
I'm not thinking straight, so...
Alright, I'll write you a very moving eulogy.
No, he did confess to being a shape changer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
So I
Claude's
know I
shape
can
changer,
change it.
and Maxwell's a skeleton. That's why they have the you're dangerous types of creatures. We're gonna keep an eye on you, and you're hanging out with Carrie. I mean, the demon. That's to be suspected.
Yeah, well...
Anyway, all right.
Fate kind of chose us to be together.
I don't know. I'm doing odd couple there, but I like odd couple music.
Yes, you did.
So all of you will eventually recover. You were doing something with Radiant or not? I forget. Now my brain is already breaking. So.
Yes, I will get effect. Is there coffee? Does coffee exist?
Probably something equivalent to it. Probably some kind of like I'm sure there is actual coffee, but I don't know if they'd have it around here. They might have something that's like a hard drink though, like a
Caffeinated tea.
probably like a dark tea or something they might have.
I will get some dark tea together to bring to Radiant.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I will knock on the door.
Yes.
Hello, Radiant.
Oh, hi, Kaz. What's up?
I have brought some tea.
Well, that's so nice. I think I'm okay. Sure, tea's okay. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Can I come in?
I guess so.
Okay. I will enter the room.
Okay. Well, you'll have to wait because you'll have to unlock the door.
I can unlock it. It's fine.
But you're holding tea.
It's true. I am.
How are you feeling?
Quite hungover. This is your first hangover, yes?
I have not felt anything since last night. I don't think I can get hangovers. But the thing that is worse is I technically remember everything.
Okay, I remember some of it.
Oh no. I can remember being an embarrassment.
Well, I don't know if I'd say that. I'd say you were asking questions.
Oh, there was a few things that I think you didn't pick up on. Just comments to my fellow angelics for a while there when we were walking back.
Oh no! You talked with the other angels?
They didn't really respond. I think it's the entire... It's not that we can't drink, it's just that because we don't need to, and the entire lose control of yourself slightly, that we tend not to.
Well, to be completely honest, it is fun to be drunk.
Oh,
So if they
I'm
don't
going to say no, it wasn't. It wasn't. No, no, no. I don't think
Okay.
I will drink again. Not after last night. No.
It's fun in the moment.
I will personally have to disagree because I remember the moment in comparison to, like, everything. You're remembering part of it kind of in the background of your mind, and then, you know, you're remembering the good parts of it. I remember both the good and the bad, and it's just... Oh boy. It's not good to remember everything.
I remember enough, I think. I remember some very direct questions you were wondering about anatomy and origins. I don't remember if they were resolved. I think I remember saying that I wanted to have sex with an angel. I think I remember saying that I wanted to have sex with... Look, a lot happened last night.
Just gameception. There was a lot that happened. It was a thing that happened.
Here's what I'll say. Number one, I'll help you deal with whatever fallout there might be, as the only other conscious person there besides Maxwell, but after a while, we were just more kind of a burden on
God,
Maxwell.
Maxwell remembers stuff. Oh,
Yeah, Maxwell
God.
was completely sober during all of... Well,
I forgot. Oh my God, Maxwell.
Maxwell was distracted after a while by helping Lachula.
Maxwell can be kind of an idiot. So maybe that's to my advantage.
Sure.
He's lovable, but
Oh yeah, Maxwell's great, but sometimes he makes
he
decisions.
makes very unwise decisions.
Yeah, those decisions aren't always good decisions. I mean, then again, I also make bad decisions sometimes. Like deciding to do a shot of a drink called Dwarven Death Ale.
Yes, that seems like a bad idea.
Well, it is something that we both did.
I think many of us did it, and it was not a good idea for any of us.
No, Carrie is still not out of her room.
You think Maxwell can use his memory alteration on himself?
I have no idea.
Or you think a big club to his bone would make him forget stuff?
Alright, Radiant, I now need to teach you the second part about getting drunk. This is the most important detail, and it's one that takes a long time to learn and determine.
Mm-hmm.
You can't regret any of it.
I think I will regret it and not drink again.
Here's the thing, Radiant. It did happen, and some of it might have been rough, but you can't exactly change it. So you kind of just have to go with it.
I guess that's true.
And, you know, so when in going with it, you can't regret it, because regret means anticipating that you can do something to change it, but you were drunk. You can't change what you did while you were drunk, at least not easily.
Well, I mean, it's like changing decisions.
You can't change them after you made them.
It's more that I regret some of the things I said.
Maybe. But what are you gonna do? Unsay them?
I mean... I can club a skeleton in the head until he forgets.
Yeah, that's not going to work. Maxwell
No.
doesn't have, like, a brain. That explains a lot now that I say that out loud.
I mean... I'm fairly certain it would probably work at one point in time.
That's just because he would die after one point in time.
I am very strong, unfortunately, and it probably would cause permanent damage.
That would be unlucky for him.
Lucky for me! Clink! It's like, what? Why did you hit me with that stick? Just forget. Forget what? Clunk! Oh god! Ah!
Exactly.
Amnesia through concussions.
I mean, it doesn't work on him.
It doesn't.
Maybe
Can
you
like,
bang
a
his
skeleton
tongue
have
really
amnesia?
hard.
Hmm?
I don't think skeletons can have amnesia. That's a good point. They don't have a hippocampus to get damaged.
Like I said, maybe if you bang his tongue really hard, that's where his soul is.
We're not doing any tongue banging.
We're not doing any tongue banging.
Is that kind of like head banging?
No, it's not. It's far less shaking and more sexual. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
I was making a sex joke.
A sex joke. Oh yeah. Anyway,
Giggity?
giggity giggity.
No giggity.
No.
No giggity.
Thanks, Lightning.
We're
But
all-
all right. So everybody will relax. Maxwell will probably forget anyway about everything he heard because it's Lee, and he'll probably forget about everything he heard anyway. And the rest of the day will pass. Everybody will recover and slowly trying to move back into this general schedule that we've been kind of building on for the past while here. And a few more days will pass. After those few days, though, you will get, Garen will come in. Alright, you lot. I see you've settled in fine. Unfortunately, that doesn't, not going to last very long. I've gotten word. It's apparently a meeting that's been arranged for you. Coming up pretty rapidly. That means you'll be out of my hair, and I'll be out of your hair. And we'll all feel better for it. Probably.
Hopefully.
Exactly. So it seems as though the big meeting's going to be taking place in a few days. Benalia City. The Council of Seven has called upon you to a testifying of what had happened in the village. That's the information I've got for you right now. Sir Tamarilla will be able to describe more when you will be before you're going to be escorted into town. There will probably be a different group to escort you into town. That's also something I should tell you. I'm going to be staying back here. The rest of the guards from here. I think your angelic escort, as nice as they are, will probably escort you into town also. That's kind of where we're at. Any big questions right now?
Do you have any idea what they plan for us?
Not at all. Unfortunately, I can't really tell you what the Council of Seven is thinking. Look, I'm gonna be honest, since you folks seem to be reasonable, and it seems as though, like, this situation just happens to be that all of you are a ragtag lot, which I personally have nothing against with. Any of you. You know, you've been nice, you've been good, you've been well behaved, you haven't done anything crazy, you've kept my job easy. These are good for me. When you got drunk, you didn't break anything, you didn't punch anybody, you didn't curse anybody 1,000 deaths or something like that. Again, no offense if you don't have that ability. I do not know your ability. Regardless,
If anything,
though,
I think I'm the one who's been cursed.
you're telling me.
Never actually tried to curse anyone.
I don't even know if demons can do that. Sorry to say. I haven't met one.
Be fun though.
I'm a house guard. I guard the house, the estate, the city. I don't usually travel the nights. Now, granted, I'm pretty high-ranking amongst these house guards here, but I'm not a knight. So you're not going to see me travel. But I do know a thing or two from being around the family. Council meetings usually are about general business of the Empire, things like that. They happen systematically. This one's definitely out of schedule. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you, which is telling us, you and me, that there's an issue. The issue's got to be you. The issue could be the monster that you defeated and put to sleep, but that's hard to say if it's actually that or not. I'm going to give it a good chance that it's partially that. Hey, you got rid of some kind of horrible beast monster that was plaguing the land. Great. We have a demon spawn, a shape changer, a skeleton, an ancient elf whose name comes up in various records, both good and bad, a couple of cores, a goblin from Shiv. No offense to that, that's just who part of the group is. A merfolk, and an angel. I mean, an angel that apparently has black wings, which is unusual in and of itself. The church doesn't say anything about it. There were rumors about her being around. A black-winged angel who left the church. Let me tell you, last rumors I heard, which were a few years ago, that were going around about a black-winged angel that was seen. Well, they're about it being exiled. She wasn't exiled. I don't know what the church had her doing, but they obviously had her away for a reason. And she's back now, with you. So there's a lot of issues about what's going on here. So, be wary. You're not bad folks, but be wary. That's the only warning I can give you. Most of the families will probably try to keep things civil. The Roscott family, the Roscott house, they're going to look at you militaristically. Are you a threat? Capassions will probably do something similar. The Avenant, well, hard to say what they're going to do. With their island, on the Avenant Island, they do things a little differently on their own, so, yeah. The Krogers, well, they'll probably be supportive of your help. As will Sir Tamarilla, probably. You're just going to have to worry about the Denise family and the Joryev family. The Joryev, well, they've been known for their, let's just say, Benalia has a spy. It's probably from their family. And the Denez family, they'll probably throw their support behind whoever feels like it'll give them the best deal in amongst the house heads. And currently, the Roscotts are in charge. Meaning most likely they'll appease to them. So don't be a military threat. And maybe you'll be fine. After that, I don't think I can help you.
I try not to be a threat unless I'm threatened.
Again.
Yeah, Catherine, don't be a military threat.
I'm not a military. Well, I don't think I'm a military.
threat.
I don't think I'm a military. My ability to just, create artillery aside, I don't think I'm a military threat. Is it possible that, I mean, if I remember from some Magic the Gathering stuff that I've read and a bit of research in the city, Denise is like naval stuff and traders, right?
Yes.
Would Kaz have had any dealings with them from being a shipwright and doing a lot of like merchant ships?
You probably would know more about them, yes. More than likely that is the family that you would know about, the house you'd know about, I would definitely say is true. Because they're the ones that deal with a lot of the merchantry. So your times when coming into Benalia would have been dealing with probably lesser members of that house, or some of the houses that are below them in power. Because again, these are the 7 great houses. There are other houses of nobility within Benalia, just they're lessers and they don't have control over the city. There is like probably dozens more names, various family names, and each of them has influence under them. So you might have dealt not directly with them, but with a house that was under them, too.
Cool.
Look, that's the best I can give to you. Be ready. If you probably tomorrow, an escort's going to come and take you to the city. I don't know where they're going to find you a spot, but they'll probably find you a place to stay where you can then be addressed by the council the next day.
It's not going to be like a city jail or anything, is it?
Since you've been a guest of the city, they might keep you in a military location. Kind of barracksy.
Alright.
It will certainly not be as nice as this.
Well, it can't be the worst place I've ever stayed.
No, that was probably when we were kept at the church.
Meh.
No, believe it or not, I think the jail cell in that one that one town that Wintress and I went to that one time, probably worse. There were rats in there.
Ah, that's just free food.
Forget that I don't eat like you, Kazran.
Well, that's a personal hang-up.
I have a lot of those.
If you want to make checks on any family that you want to get any kind of extra information about, just let me know. I'll kind of go by that. So if you want to do like local checks on anybody else.
Local?
Or history?
Yeah, sorry, history. God, again. Pathfinder in my brain.
I'll try it on each of the families.
Okay.
How many were there?
There are 7.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Damn!
6, 7.
Damn!
I get +8 for history.
Yeah.
I mean, same, but holy shit, bro.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking good check still.
The worst you rolled was an 8, and you had majority of them over 20. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a very good series of rolls. I also just did study in the library.
Yeah.
We're also studying local history.
Yeah.
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 Aram Caption, you'll know, is the current leader of the Caspin family, Aram Caspin. He is an elderly gentleman in his late 50s right now. You will know that, again, he has 2 children. Danitha, who you met, is the heir apparent. He has a younger son, who rumors is went into the Tolarian Academy. So,
hey, we got something in common.
Yeah. His son, who technically with Caspin family law, they traditionally give birthright to the eldest male, though women can take over. It's not that women can't. It's just because of Gerald and his history, they have like a little bit of a sexism in their natural ways that they haven't changed quite yet. So Rath, who was going to be the one until went into basically magic school because he didn't take after the rest of his family, was technically the heir apparent, but since he gave that up, his sister became it again. Just a little thing about their family bylaws that keeps that kind of like a little like thing that's in there from, you know, Gerald and looking after him. He's a very serious man. He is quite devout to Serra. He's a devout follower of the church. He is known to be a very elite commander himself. He will oftentimes lead his knights from the front lines, an elite soldier. He believes in his justice and honor and the protection of Benalia itself. He believes in upholding his bloodline, basically. So that's Aaron Caption. Now, the one you know the least about is, I'll put his name there in chat, is Cersei Diavant. The Diavant clan has actually been, was originally the family that is said to have controlled the Advent Island back in the day. It was part of the first settlers. It wasn't until the family line that took over the island, basically the Turnsev family, which became basically the family that was looking after what it officially became part of Benalia, that they lost power, basically. They didn't have a lot of power to begin with because it was a much smaller colony at the time that they were basically the prominent family. They still remained a prominent family, and when the Turnsev family basically died out during the various things that happened to Benalia, the various apocalyptic cataclysms, the Diavant family took over. Now, the thing you have to know about Cersei is that she is one of a group of sisters that basically rule over. She herself is the head of the household, but she spends most of her time in Benalia City rather than on her island. She's always ready, unless there's business to take her back to the island. She's ready to attend the Council of Seven, which she does personally, and her sisters will oversee the daily affairs of the island in her stead. So, she's a beautiful woman. She is in her like early 40s, and like many of her group, they are known to be more. They're more indirect. They specialize in archery, healing magics, and training scouts and rangers for various things. So basically, that's their kind of position in the Benalia forces. and the Devant family is especially known for their expert archery. So she is known to be a crack shot, and even though she is not as powerful at the healing magics as some of her sisters, she herself has some healing abilities too. I think this is Edith, Edith Kroger, so House Kroger. So the Krogers are kind of live on the eastern edge of Benalia. They're in the area towards the Red Iron Mountains. They're kind of rugged. They believe in expansion of Benalia, of spreading the direct territory of the country, settling new areas. They're a bit rough and rugged, definitely to say. That's the easiest way to describe them. They are known to be probably a little bit more hot-headed. Edith in particular, quick to anger, quick to judgment. And one of the things that you should know about it is that they deal with any kind of hostile intentions from the goblin and kobold populations from the mountain ranges. Though there has been less of those lately, they are still deal with anything from the eastern edges of it. Again, the Hurlin Mountains, fairly peaceful, but again, most of the Hurlin Minotaurs have died off after the invasion. They've lost a huge amount of their population. The core have never been a huge population. There's large tracts of that mountain ranges outside the Red Iron Mountains, where Benalia has set up their mining operations and a couple of small settlements that are pretty wild. You walked through them, it's relatively safe. It's certainly not the Orcish lands where the Iron Claw are, but there are dangers in those areas, and they deal with that a lot.
That's one thing we also might want to bring up to them.
That could be
so
something.
they're aware.
Yeah.
And that also could show that, we're willing to be a helpful bunch.
So the Roscott family, I said, are indeed the militaristic ones. But they also are the people that guard the granary. The thing is about Alvan Roscott is... He has incredible military bearing. He is a soldier through and through. But one of the other things about it is he is an expert gardener. He knows farming. It's what his family has always done. Military service and basically the food for the Empire. For Benalia. For the kingdom. And he himself, it's... If he's not training martially, he's spending time growing things from the land. So he is a very down-to-earth kind of individual. But he also knows that there is always the time to raise the sword. It's sort of like he is at least level-headed, and he will be not quick to judgment. But when he makes a decision, he sticks with it. You will have to know that about him. So you will have to infer to him that he should raise, like, rather than raise the sword to you, he should raise the plowshares of, so he could try to be the friendly one. A little Magic the Gathering card humor there, swords and plowshares. Because he can do both. So, Ratchet Tamarilla, who you've been staying with now, you know that he is, in fact, rather than a soldier, he is a trained spellcaster. He has a little bit of training to wear things like military armor and stuff and be in Knight's Regalia, but his strengths are in wizardry and strategy. He is a master strategist. He, in fact, studied at Talaria, too. So he is a Talarian graduate. That is something that's known about him. And he believes in his family, most of those, very few of them become direct knights, Many of the members of his family are astronomers, scholars, wizards. There's this entire, like, the main, basically, like, arcane branch of spellcasting in Benalia comes from his family, from his house. Jarek Denise from the Denise household, as I said, the Navy folks. He's probably the oldest here. He's probably getting up into his 60s, mid to late 60s now. He has established trading posts, even up into Shiv. So you definitely have had connections with the, like, as I said, lesser families, or maybe in his family, with trading. Because there's trading posts that he has personally established with a lot of the major countries. You know, he has gone out there to put these together.
I might have served on a Denise ship at some point.
The thing about him is, sailing is in his blood. He'd much rather be out on the waves, sailing stuff, and he's quite impulsive when it comes to that. Sometimes he's required to reach because he just decides to, I'm going to take a sail somewhere. And he goes. And can be gone at weeks at a time. He's also known because of his training in the Navy to be an expert sailor. Not only like in sailing, but like as an expert like military sailor. So he's ready to pull up the sword. He can, you know, man the weapons on a sailing ship. He's led ships into battle. He's known to take... There's a reason why the Benalian waters have been pirate-free for a long time. Because there are some waters, the main trade route, which kind of goes around like what would be the Dominaria's equator, is relatively safe. But there are areas that are still more wild that you can get pirates and stuff too. He's kept those waters clear of them. And pushed back the borders where pirates can be. And very, very bloody means. And finally, we have the Joravia family with Avea. Avea is a very secretive person. She and her family are known to be the spy masters. And whether or not there's truth about it, there were rumors going around, especially with the check you had, that back when the Cabal was active, they had ties with them. And perhaps were arranging to help get the influence of the Cabal within Benalia. Granted, because of their nature, it's hard to tell, and these rumors were never substantiated.
Yeah.
But they're also known to be... look for opportunities, you know. They're on the southwest coast, and not much is known about like how their family works. Other than that, if a Benalia has a spy somewhere, it will be from their family, from their house. That is information that is definitely known that I passed on to you earlier. I'm just reiterating it. It's just their nature. To be secretive, and they also are known to keep Benalia's secrets. If there is a secret that must be hidden, they will arrange for it to be hidden. Traditionally, there aren't many of those, but it is said that if there is any kind of damning or dangerous secret to any of the major houses, or anything that would hurt the reputation of both the Church of Serra and the country of Benalia, they have kept it hidden. Or buried it such a way that it will never be found again.
They know where the bodies lie.
They know where the bodies lie, and the thing is, though they might have had contact with the Cabal, they are loyal to Benalia. It would have been more like they might have been arranging for Benalia to be allied with Cabal, or now members kind of thing, or change things, you know. We're not sure what that contact would have been, or if it was just them spying on them. It's really hard to tell. They know where the bodies are, and they certainly haven't been showing them off. So they're the ones that you might have to keep an eye out for, and might have interest in you, certainly more than just killing the beast. And especially Carrie.
I was gonna say, and especially Carrie on that one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I am sharing all this information.
Yeah. So Carrie might want to keep an eye out on Avea. She might be dangerous for her.
Or potentially exploitable.
But why don't we take our first break here, now that this information's been shared, and you have an idea of the 7 people you'll be meeting with. A council which is going to be looking out for their country, and certainly maybe not looking out for you. But maybe you can play some of this information to your advantage, since you know about them.
Yes.
So we'll take a quick break here. If you need a bathroom break, snack break, drink break, go ahead and do any of it. We'll be back. We'll see how timing goes about second break, because we're about halfway through, but we started a little late, so I don't know about what we'll do for a second break. We'll see about it. So,
right.
For now, we'll just take this one here. So, see you in a little bit, folks. No, I think my last thing that I wanted to add on this one is elementary school. During the school lunches, they had sundaes, little ice cream sundaes that were the friendly sundaes that you can still sometimes find in stores. They had them in elementary school.
Friendlies. My store sells friendlies little ice cream cups.
Yeah, the little ice cream cups. They had like a peanut butter cup one that, like, back in the day, it was like they had the peanut butter ice cream with peanut butter and fudge on top, and then like whole peanut butter cups on the top. Anyway, hi everybody.
We have about like 8 different varieties.
Those were the ones I always ate. I'm a peanut butter fanatic. But welcome back. We were talking about
Benalia.
we were talking about food and stuff. We were very distracted there with deliciousness.
They have high school in Benalia.
I have no idea their educational system. It's probably something I'd have to make up because I haven't looked into it.
D&D high school.
I've played that game. It's a lot of fun. Like, I was in a short D&D campaign where we were students at a magical high school. It was choice. We got drunk.
I mean, you can definitely go to college at least.
We did.
Let's go to college.
And we will again.
Totally go to college again. Anyway, so you know all this information about these people. At least Claude does, and Claude's able to share this information about the various heads of the households in Benalia, giving you a bit of information about the people that you'll be encountering in a few days. The next day, though, early on in the morning, Ratchet Tamarilla, Tamarilla will show up again. He'll be, you know, while you're all at breakfast, he'll kind of come in. Kostrel, the butler, will bring him in and then kind of announce him as you're at breakfast. Well, I believe Garen has informed you about most of what is going on. I wanted to also inform you my 2 cents on all these things. I'm going to be plain about this all. My main concern is the fact that you defeated a creature and drove it back to sleep. Something that was dangerous. Something that's probably been asleep for centuries. Who knows how many centuries. And is something that was probably forgotten about in the annals of the local history. Or at least if it was known, it was passed off as just a rumor. Great. You've helped us out. That's as far as I'm going with this entire thing. Judgment of your character seems to be the least on my mind. Honestly, if I'm speaking. It is not for me to judge any of you. You do not seem like terrible folks, but that is not my call. You've been very forthright, you've been very civil, and those were the things I will report. But again, my choices in this matter are not going to be what matters. It's what the rest of the council decides upon. It'll be up to you to either impress them or fill them with enough dread to want to do something about you. So.
I prefer the first one.
Yeah, I don't really intend on filling people with much dread today.
Well, that's for the best then. An escort will be showing up a little later on this afternoon to take you to the city. We will meet again in a few days' time at the council meeting. And hopefully by then, you'll be prepared to report everything that you encountered with this beast. Give a full report on it. And just be careful of the questions that they may ask. They'll ask them of all of you. All 9 of you, probably. And you should watch out for your angel friend. Krogar's going to be suspicious. If you're unaware, the Krogars are one of the few that still follows the old religion, old Benalia, before the Serrans moved in and merged with us. The Church of Angel Fire still has its members, even in the main city, but they are the true bastion that upholds them. Which means they will not look kindly upon unusualness of the angels and might look... They might use that... anything that your angel friend has done or seemed unusual, because she seems unusual, to their advantage. Just as each of you has things to worry about.
Well, thank you again for the hospitality and the advice.
Indeed.
So if I had to be under house arrest anywhere, I'm glad it was here.
I try to be a reasonable host. Alright, so yes. Yeah. Church of Angel Fire is a minor religion now in Benalia. It still exists. It's known to be a powerful spirit. It's said to be named after that a spiritual force known as Angel Fire. Particularly, it appeared in the form of a being known as Gabriel Angel Fire, who was said to be kind of like their version of a Serra. A powerful, like... Gabriel Angel Fire was also a powerful angelic figure. And also, to give you the entire thing, Gabriel Angel Fire was also a male angel. Thank you very much. Or appeared male, actually, in popular lore. Again, one of the few male angels. They're out there. They're rare. You know, they're out there. They're not extinct. They're merely endangered.
And based on our conversations last week, hot.
I mean, they freaking make all angels hot. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
I guess they're like, you know, we must appeal to the mortals. We must be physically appealing to these mortals we're looking after so they don't get angry at us ever. Where demons are all like, okay, I don't care. I can be all like, whatever. This is the way I look. Bitches, you gonna serve me? Too bad, I'm gonna rip out your gut. Finger snap.
No, you didn't.
There's only one finger snap. Anyway. So, you can enjoy the rest of your day. Is there anything any of you want to particularly do for the rest of the day before armed guards come to escort you into town?
Who's up for some games?
Yeah, I'll play a game.
Alright. you'll enjoy some games up in the game room. Anyway, eventually, though, there will be an announcement and a small, I don't know, like, sizes of military groups, but approximately a few dozen knights will have arrived to escort you. You'll be informed by Garen. He's like, feel free to leave your wagon here. I'm assuming they're going to escort you by foot into the city. We'll keep it here. Your wagon, your horse, look after them. And your stuff, if you want to leave it at the house here, feel free to. So you bring things in. You'll be free, as long as things go well, you'll be free to pick it up when you come back. Good luck to you. It's not a far walk into the city, but it does take most of the rest of the day. It's the evening time by the time you're arriving to the gates of New Benalia. New Benalia is marred by a massive kind of alabaster stone wall which surrounds the outsides of the main city. Of course, there is a lot of ground kind of cut away from it, where there is kind of like smaller kind of settlement areas that have built up outside the main gates. Kind of like small like farming areas where there's some farmland outside the main city here and there. A couple of places where people have built up, little houses and stuff, with the main road heading into the city through the massive main gates. And the main gates of Benalia City are the most impressive thing you may have ever seen. It is a massive gate that is over 40 feet tall, constructed of the stained glass, the magical stained glass that Benalia does, depicting two massive knights in a kind of like angled artistic style that seem to be overlooking those that come into the city. Emblazoned on them are shields that each one has like a kind of shield down in front of it with the sword kind of like with two hands going through the shield in front of them, with kind of billowing capes behind them. The shields seem to have the symbols of the 7 houses emblazoned on them in a kind of circle, as if these are knights that represent all 7 of them, one on each door, a pair of knights with a pair of doors. These 40-foot massive gates, which you can see are kind of like just barely open, probably enough for like wagons to get through. You can see they're kind of like the kind of white kind of stone kind of tops over top of it, giving like these massive towers and arches where you can see soldiers are in overlooking the area. The entire thing is an impressive look, and there is, even this time of night, massive amounts of traffic which is coming in and out. You can see that there are carts overladen with various goods from other parts of the Empire being brought in the kingdom. There are men and women traveling in and out from the area. Guards checking up things, checking on various things that are like being offered, and like, you know, people coming in. The knights themselves seem to be given leeway as everybody kind of parts way of you moving in here. There's kind of like rumors and kind of like you can kind of like see like people whispering and stuff, and kind of like maybe not like gawking at your group, but curious as to like who's being escorted by these knights. You're certainly not in chains or seemingly under arrest, but you're getting a escort from the knights being led into the city itself. As you approach the gate, there is indeed a checkpoint that seems to have kind of been built, kind of like set up on the outskirts, outside of the where the main gates are open, where like you can see there's people coming out from the gates, and then there are people that are being kind of let in. If there's wagons or stuff, there's basically a loose check going on. paperwork is being provided. The knights themselves will, you know, or like if you do not have any kind of paperwork or something, at least there was like discussions with the local knights about like who you are, why you're here, things like that. Soon after, though, you're brought up with the group of knights coming up a bit. You'll quickly get through the checkpoint as the head knight will kind of just discuss things briefly with those that are at the gates watching it. They'll kind of take a look over of their paperwork, kind of take a look at, you know, your group, kind of like take a, you know, that look up and down of like, who are these people that you're escorting? What are they? Okay, interesting. And then you're allowed in through this. As I said, with these doors that like spire up like 40 feet, you can tell that this is like the tallest part of the wall. So then it kind of goes down to maybe like with the stone arching above it, and then it kind of goes down a little bit. So that it's maybe like with the stone arched above the doors, it maybe stretches up like 50, 60 feet, and then the walls themselves go down to like that like a 40-foot height that kind of surround it. Massive, as I said, stone walls made of that kind of like almost whitish marble, it looks like. Though you can tell that it's not got that kind of shine of marble. It's got like just this... it's a white stone, which just kind of stands out. And as the evening sun kind of comes down, it has like an impressive kind of like sheen to it. Entering into the city proper, it changes dramatically from like the kind of small houses and businesses and like farmland that are like these like kind of like on the main road outside of the city that you're kind of traveling through, like the little tiny, almost tiny settlements which are right outside the city, into what truly is a modern metropolis. The buildings here are again built with that kind of that white kind of marble-ish that I kind of was describing. Stone. Topped with wood and accented with various colors. You can see that a lot of like windows on upper floors have that kind of like stained glass that seem to be of various things going on to it. Probably not the same magical stained glass they use, but still, the motif of stained glass seems to be a major thing that's used in a lot of places. You can actually even now see a massive amount of those floating islands. There are probably dozens of them, of various sizes and shapes, which kind of seemingly float above the city here. Some of which have massive kind of buildings on top of them you can even see now. Others which just seem to have like small bits of like households and stuff. Kind of marking their existence in this entire area. You can see small vessels going in and up from the city, up to these occasionally, and then coming back down. As for the city itself, you can see that like you're being led down this kind of main thoroughfare. Even at this time of night, the city is busy. It is bustling with all kinds of things going on. People going to local shops, people coming home from work, going off to their various, maybe like some people that work for like stuff at night, for like night guards and stuff, or maybe they're going to the local tavern to relax, heading out. You know, there's a lot of just bustling activity going on throughout the city. And they have these kind of pillars with these kind of like white flames on top of them that are glowing, that act as kind of like lights that provide the way. They're kind of like almost colonnades that have been set up that are about like 15 feet high, with these kind of magical glowing flames on top of them that seem to be put at kind of street corners or around where there's like major businesses that seem to be relatively important. They'll have them kind of outside of it. So some of the inns and taverns will have them kind of outside to light the way for customers. There seems to be a number of like street vendors that were set up in some of the areas on this main thoroughfare that are packing up for the night, putting down their shops, maybe moving out to other parts of the city. Many roads go off, and you'll kind of head deeper into the center of the city, passing by another set of massive walls. You can actually see that there are a number of these kind of like smaller structure areas that you're not going towards that seem to be like walled off sections of the city, some of them actually have this almost kind of stained glass window over top of them. Like the entire, like, it's like a walled off area, except has this like dome of magical stained glass put on top of it to kind of cut it off to be like another sort of inner area of itself. You will notice very easily that in the center of the city with these, like, are these 7 towers you're heading towards, which each of them seems to span up perhaps maybe like 100 feet. These massive spires, each representing the 7 households. The tops of these buildings seem to each have their own interesting designs to them and are forged out of stained glass. One of them is a relatively, like, kind of has a relatively simple top of kind of, like, almost kind of giving, like, a teardrop shape, with these kind of, like, intricate windows kind of plastered on it. One of them is kind of, pointed, and, you will see this kind of cross-section kind of design on the outside of it. One of it kind of has a design of what looks to be like a kind of like a beast's mouth on the one side that almost kind of lets loose to like a balcony area with almost kind of these like kind of pointed fangs that kind of look like out of it. Another one actually looks like it's shaped like a little bit of like a beautiful rose petal. Like another one has like kind of these spines that make it kind of look star-like. One of them looks like it could be a seashell. And one of them, it looks as though like it is ringed by these kind of outshoots that look like the ends of keys. So you'll actually be led into the area in the center of these, which there's another set of kind of like walls that kind of separate out this, leading into what appears to be this kind of central government district, if you would be, which in the center of it is a kind of a building which is pretty large and massive in and of itself, but in comparison to the towers, it is dwarfed by it. It seems to be like a circular building that is like a stack of like stack of cylinders, if you much. So it's like 3 big rings on top of each other, each at different sizes, and on the top of it is, you can see, like, 7 flags that point out in the direction of each of the towers with the house symbols on them that kind of ring it on the top circle, which the flags are currently fully blazed, so they're kind of up and going. There are a number of smaller buildings within this area, and you're actually going to be... You're actually going to be... I'm sorry, I got distracted by lightning. Taxes talks for 3 hours.
Yeah, I figured.
I'm giving, like, this huge description of this entire massive, like, impressive thing and trying to give it here, you know, and it's like, yes. It's taking a while to go through the entire description of you moving into this city. There's a bunch of other buildings in this area that seem to be each with various uses of them. None of them are marked in this area. They, again, continue with that white rock. Some of them seem to be maybe like barracks for military. Other of them seem to be government buildings. There even seems to be a number of like what appears to be storehouses in this area. You'll actually be escorted to what looks to be a kind of barracks area off near the main central 3-tier building in the center. The military escorting you will bring you inside, in which then they will kind of turn towards you, and whoever's in charge, who did not give much information about themselves, will kind of inform you. Alright. You are to wait here. We'll put you up. We have a room prepared for you upstairs. Nothing fancy, but since you're currently not under arrest, and you are to be kept in there. Know this, that you are not to leave that room until your time of meeting tomorrow. After your meeting with the council, well, it'll be up to after their determination. We'll figure out what's going on after that. But for now, please stay in the room. If you need anything, I'll have a guard posted outside who you can reach on. We'll provide some meals. The meeting should be at high noon tomorrow. You can see that the council is planning for a meeting as all the flags are flying high.
Thank you.
The room itself, it's like a common room. It looks to be like a room that you'd have in a barracks. It's a bunch of double beds. This one doesn't seem to have seen much use. It definitely looks to be one that's probably not in use currently normally. Or maybe if it's in use, the people that use it are on deployment somewhere and don't show up much in this area kind of thing. You know? You can see that this is like a military room. There's like a training area you'll kind of walk by, an actual like full barracks area with lots of other double beds. You're going to be up on like a 3rd floor area, so it's a bit of an attic-y area. So it's got a slightly less, slightly less of a ceiling. Doesn't bother Kazarin, and even the tallest of you, it's not really like hitting your heads. It's just like the over of your heads is not a lot, you know. And the person that's in the bunk beds, because like the person that's the top bed, you're gonna be kind of crawling into that bed, and you're gonna have like you kind of put your hand up onto the ceiling pretty easily, kind of thing. So yeah,
I can take the small one. I'll just go into one of my small forms.
Or I could just take it.
I mean, you all get bunk beds. There's probably about a dozen beds up here, so like 6 bunk bed sets. So it's enough for you. Just not pleasant.
I will be taking one of the top ones because I am small.
I'll take one of the top ones and turn in my lithid form.
Alright, well now he's smaller.
Exactly.
I don't need to sleep. I don't think Maxwell does. We can just not use a bed. I can just there's some to kind of brush it off. These dusty chairs, we can sit in them.
Yeah, I was hoping to go like shopping or something in the city before the meeting, but that is apparently not an option.
No, maybe after.
Maybe. That would be nice. Assuming we're not, you know, summarily executed or anything for assumed crimes.
I mean, they probably won't kill any of you. Well, Kaz, I think you're okay, and Wintress and Latula and Hang are okay, and I'm probably okay, though they might throw me over to the church for any and.
Wintress may or may not be okay. She is
yes,
with a crime.
And I think she actually confessed to burning down the city. So never mind, Wintress. I forgot about that. Wintress might not be in good shape.
Again, none of my crimes can be proven or are viable in this jurisdiction.
Whereas most of my crimes are.
Perhaps you shouldn't mention that, Kaz.
I did already say that several times. I will try not to mention it anymore. I mean, it's not like they can do anything about it. Again, not in this jurisdiction or anything.
Doesn't mean they wouldn't hand you over to a jurisdiction that would.
Well, that's where the not provable part comes in.
What was that, Wintress?
Come to jail with me, Kaz.
No, Kaz is gonna break us out of jail. Remember this part?
It's true. If you are convicted, I'm the one who will be performing an incredible heist that will almost certainly get us killed, although we will no longer be in jail.
And also, it'll be cool as shit.
Yes, it will be incredible. A lot of pyrotechnics. Oh, yes, you would be a very important part of the plan.
The distraction?
The distraction, or
You know, sneaking.
Seducing a guard,
That counts as distraction.
latching onto a guard's head as some sort of leech.
Still a distraction.
No, that's not a distraction, because it's not distracting. It's just then you could get the key from the guard by being a head leech.
I also have abilities.
Yes, but one of those abilities is becoming a head leech.
Yes. I'm currently in that form.
But you can't speak, and you're just like a horrible insect monster. Yeah.
My point exactly. Unfortunately, it does mean that we would no longer ever be allowed back into the city. But this is all, of course, hypothetical. I hope to God that nobody here is listening.
Everyone's listening, Karen.
Okay, I hope none of the guards or anything are listening to this discussion of a purely hypothetical and definitely not at all real planned out crime. Alright, well, if you say anything, snitches get stitches.
I mean, there was a guard outside the door.
Yes, well, I'm talking in like an even tone and not loud, and I'm hoping the sound doesn't travel well through the door. Again, this is all in good fun, and I'm absolutely not planning any sort of jailbreak or anything.
Oh shit!
No, you can't talk. You're a head leech.
Actually, my phone makes me like. It makes some kind of weird, like, alien noise from like a '60s movie or something. I just imagine that. I don't know.
What was that really bad E.T. ripoff?
It's Oh.
You know, with the wheelchair scene.
No. I might have that. I might have the movie.
I
think I have a copy of the movie, and it's a bad movie, and I have to see
I've only saw it on a Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh, was it like Mac and Me or something?
It was Mac and Me. That's the fucker. That shit sucked. It ends with them becoming U.S. citizens.
Hey, it's better than what happened with Alf, which
The aliens?
he just got taken by. He got left behind yet again from his Mamalkian friends, and just became a science experiment by the government.
If anybody would know this reference, which I doubt anybody does, it's Island of Terror. It's a 1966, because it says it on my video copy of it, horror movie with weird silicon life forms that devour people's bones from their bodies, and they make a weird noise, and I imagine that's the noise he makes.
Why would silicon life forms devour bones?
Because they apparently eat calcium?
But
they're silicon.
silicone.
I don't know why.
They're not from the planet Rassico or Lorport.
They weren't aliens, they were weird things created through, like, nuclear experimentation. And they try to murder a Scottish village on an island.
Because the director said...
Because they were in England. Nothing. They were just a Scottish village or like a tiny island that was like in the United Kingdom, and they had like weird bone monsters that looked like weird blob things with like a tentacle coming out. That if they hit you with the tentacle, they drank your bones, and your body just kind of went blork, because you have no bones.
They drank you. I'm so confused.
And then they would divide because they like cell divide. It was a really weird movie.
I've gone on record with an anti-bone stance before.
Oh god, I'm well aware of that one.
Yeah, this isn't a joke. This is a thing I've said before. But that's going a little far. If I lose bones, it has to be willing.
I'm gonna have to have a viewing party in my Discord for Island of Terror. That it's just such a weird. Like I want to start having like weird horror movie nights or something, or days or something.
Yeah, you could just do a Mystery Science Theater thing.
Yeah, all the players, anybody's free to watch, but all the players, any players from my games can come and actually like join the conversation. Anyway, so yeah, you're making weird noises there, Joe, or Claude. I mean, Joe is probably making weird noises because he's trying to be Claude, but I mean that's besides the point. digress to the lot of you when it comes to being yet again on some form of trial, I can probably get away with this just fine.
I mean, they did say that they have records of you specifically, both in good and bad scenarios.
Well, I think they have worldly records of my influence throughout the world in doing various things. I mean, for the last 500 years, it's probably been considered good.
How heavy is that, probably?
I haven't done anything that could be considered or misconstrued as something negative within the last 500 years.
Was the dragon thing within the last 500 years?
Older.
Older, okay.
I don't think having a relationship with a dragon.
No, but working with a dragon that is known for being somewhat destructive is a different thing. The Heart of the Mountain is kind of an ass.
Just sticks to his own area, too.
No.
Well, I mean, have you had a direct contact with dragons, mostly? I mean, like, I unfortunately have to say, the dragons in your home country of Shiv tend to be the exception to the rules. They are still quite terrible and may devour you.
Yeah.
But they can be quite reasonable in comparison to most dragons. And Bogardan dragons are the second most reasonable. The Heart of the Mountain, actually, strangely enough, the entire meeting with him was quite reasonable in comparison to, well, anywhere else in the world.
Sure, that's true. Although, there was that other Sand Dragon who just pranked us.
Yes. Yes.
Santa dragon?
Sand Dragon.
Santa dragon.
Who the fuck is Santa?
I don't know, but apparently he has a dragon.
Anyone who has a dragon is terrifying.
Mm-hmm. He brings forth death and destruction, led by his dragon-led sleigh.
You okay?
This is the Dread Dragon Rudolph.
Rudolph, with your breath so red, won't you burn down? So, I don't know.
And make everyone dead.
Yeah, there you go. Won't you burn things down and make everyone dead? Then how the dragon... Oh my god.
Yeah, there's a horribly constructed spoof somewhere in there.
Yes. Anyway, that's enough of that. That was a thing that we distracted to. Anyway. Well, the thing about that is, as much as my little journey back home was a little bit stressful, you know, my people weren't technically expecting me. In a lot of official statuses in countries that I would visit, in many places, if it would come down to the authorities, I technically still have a diplomatic status in at least 24 countries, including Benalia.
Oh, great. So then you can get us removed of all charges, since we're currently working for you, right?
No, because you're hired mercenaries.
Worth a shot. I have to admit, I don't know how bureaucracy works very beyond, you know,
If you were from Lanoir itself, I could have. But again, I haven't really used that status in, well, 4 centuries? Yes, 4 centuries.
Claude, one of your forms is one of those elves, right? Isn't it?
No, he's a slightly different type of elf.
I'm a different elf, yeah.
I believe he, because of his connection to Creatures of Wrath, I believe he's technically Sky Shroud. If you wanted to have diplomatic relationships as an elf, I believe you could actually Celt, strangely enough. The remaining Sky Shroud elves actually merged with the Keldans, creating the culture that they currently have up in that area, interestingly enough.
Carrion's royalty, does that count as having diplomatic relations?
Of a defunct royal family which has yet to retake a island nation? Probably not, unfortunately.
How about if she just has relations with them?
I mean...
Can I have relations with Carrie?
That's between you two, honestly.
I assumed it was already done.
I don't think.
My only request is just
Really?
not here.
Really?
You all realize she's like my sister, right?
Yeah,
I-
we've never had relations.
I just
It's-
I guess I've been quite confused about the relationship. All right then.
but
I didn't think that.
Eric just said I'm her sister, so that means I already have relations with her, right? So
Yes, technically you do have relations with me, just not in the way that they are implied. Your
I never
relations with
thought
me
it
are
that
you are
way.
part of my family.
I guess that's
I don't
accurate
know.
then.
no, I'm glad to have relations with you.
Can we stop referring that as relations?
No. I think it's much better this way. It's probably better not to correct her.
Sure, we'll let it rest until at some day it all comes out again, and we'll have to deal with that.
Personally,
It could be fun.
if it's not a problem, I usually put it off anyway. Until it
I'll
becomes a
have
problem.
relations with all of you by the end of this.
Well, she is a hooker.
It's worked.
No, that's not my type.
It's worked for 2 millennium at this point in time. You don't need to fix it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I thought you were referring to something else.
Well, I mean, what were you referring to then? Huh, interesting. Anyway, so yes. Also, I could probably just escape this place and leave quite efficiently on my own. But, it's probably best not to piss off a nation state. Usual.
We got through the church. I think we can get through this.
They're probably more reasonable than the church was. The church was very inquisition-y.
Yes. The only problem we have to face is the fact that we have a confessed criminal.
Technically 2, though one isn't in the proper jurisdictions.
Again, and they're not provable.
I-
And I've never given specifics.
I think I agree with Radiant that perhaps we should stick to the if they ask about it, then talk about it route of things.
Sure.
We already have to worry about Wintress and Carrie's transgressions. Well, yes, and then Carrie's probably presumed transgressions.
Of being a demon.
I believe less being a demon in this case and more being an agent of the Cabal.
They tried to kidnap me once.
Over drugs.
Over drugs.
I don't...
Probably shouldn't mention that in court.
Yeah, we should not bring up the drugs. They were illegal.
I mean, are drugs usually legal?
Well, smoke leaf.
Most of my drugs aren't legal.
Speaking of, we should try to get more smoke leaf while we're in town.
Yes, we should. Maybe find some new ones.
New strains of smoke leaf. Sure, I could go.
I've heard of a very fine little shop in the northern part of the city that has a very good smoke leaf, if you will.
Well, that works for me then. I'd be happy to go get more smoke leaf.
Yeah, I got money now.
Anyway, I guess, is there anything else that you folks feel that you need to prepare for your own defenses? Well, I've got mine. I believe Litula can claim, easily member of the, Vidalian court. Or at least, she certainly has the permission to leave from the Emperor. Meaning that she has some backing of the royal family, even if the royal family doesn't truly hold power in Vidalia anymore. I don't know if... unless they bother with you, Kaz, you'll probably be fine along with Hang. So that means...
That's true.
Really, Claude and Maxwell have to prove that they're not threatening again, And, well, Carrie and Winterest have to worry about arson, and, well, Carrie has to worry about evil demon-worshipping cult connections.
To be fair, I wasn't the one that started the fire. That was Wintress.
It's true, you were drunk in a jail cell.
I was inebriated and locked up.
Inebriated and incarcerated.
She didn't
That's better.
start the fire. It was always burning.
Well, no, it wasn't always burning. I still don't know how Wintress did it. But, like, the whole town went up in flames.
It started at the horse stalls. There's like
Probably
a
used a good
camera.
accelerant.
Why were you in the stables? We don't have a horse.
I was trying to find you.
Why would I be in the stables? We don't have a horse.
I found you there before. There's one thing.
That's because I was sleeping with the daughter of the farmer.
But,
Okay,
so-
seriously, that's not the first time you've ever heard me say something like that, Catherine.
No, it's not. It's just I was thinking about the fact that I've also been in a similar situation with a stable hand.
Yeah.
Was it her father?
No.
Hay is really not a good thing to sleep on, or to be sleeping with someone on. Why is it
God,
that
no, it's not.
farm people have this entire session with it?
Well, to be fair, I'm pretty sure the daughter was sleeping with me because she was trying to piss off her father, and pissing off your father, sleeping with a demon, it's a pretty good way to do it.
Yeah, my
For me,
mom
it's because I'm incredibly attractive.
The hay part was just because there was no other beds.
More comfortable than the barn floor.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, I can't argue with you. You're one of the most attractive goblins I've ever seen.
Well, thank you.
That's not saying much.
That was unnecessary.
Carrie, now come on now. Each race has their own standards of beauty, and you have to understand them. There are many different races in this world, and we have to all get along. See,
Oh, listen, I'm ugly for a demon, so there's that.
but,
How many demons have you met, though?
I actually think you're quite attractive when it comes to demons.
A few? Yeah, but 2 demons.
Demons aren't really attracted to each other as far as I know, normally.
Yeah, but that's probably because we're all ugly as shit.
I wouldn't say you're ugly. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not at all attracted to you.
I mean, hard same there, buddy.
Yeah. But I could see the appeal.
I'm attracted to both of you.
Have
Thank you, Wintress.
I appreciate it when...
Have none of you mentioned to Carrie that as she's become more demony, there's been a kind of transformation?
No, I haven't noticed.
No.
I haven't noticed.
Oh. I guess it's been quite subtle changes over time, but,
Ah, yes, the wings.
That was not subtle.
no, you've actually had other quite physical alterations. You're about an inch taller than when I met you. You also, I believe, no insult mentioned, certain things have become more noticeable in your figure.
Hey,
you saying
Nim,
Demon
you want
Girl
to
got
stop
busty?
right now?
Yeah,
I mean,
might be
also,
a-
your muscular tone has become much more pronounced also.
It's true, you're more muscular. That is also...
Well, that one I can live with. Why are we talking about this?
I don't know anymore.
we were
Let's
talking
start
about...
with standards of beauty for each race.
Ah!
We,
And we were trying to reassure you that you're not, you shouldn't put yourself down, Carrie.
Who says I'm putting myself down?
I mean,
you managed to get that elves,
And,
girl,
and that
Elf.
Minotaur lady.
and the
Oh,
Minotaur.
she's not. Now I'm just thinking about minotaurs.
No, we need to go back there sometime.
The Minotaurs are good friends of mine.
So are the skunks.
Which group of minotaurs?
The ones with the
The ones with the festival!
Honestly, I'm fine with either.
The Jewel Minotaurs were kind of weird. Not gonna lie.
They made me cool horn caps.
I got a very fine set of woodcarver's tools from them.
We got that fake egg.
We got rid of the fake egg.
Yeah, we got rid of the
Oh,
fake
that's
egg.
right.
Oh, maybe we shouldn't go back there. We definitely lied about that egg being magical.
You
How do
shouldn't
they
say
know?
that out
Maybe
loud.
they
That's
just
a
ate
crime.
it.
We swindled someone. That's a crime, Kaz.
Well,
Is
We
fraud a
commit a lot
crime?
of crimes.
yes, it is, but it's usually a minor crime, so if there's a bounty on your head, it's probably not that large, and it might be something personal. And
We haven't committed that many crimes.
We did.
Oh,
Well, that wasn't technically a crime because we didn't do it against. You know, the whole jumping the horse and the bridge and all that.
oh
I wouldn't say that
crime
was a
against the horse.
Fine.
Not
That
against
counts as
the-
massive destruction of property.
You did
Yeah,
say
but
from a bookstore, Carrie.
Yeah. But they just let me go,
Unsuccessfully,
though.
Unsuccessfully.
Yeah, I'm
I
not very
remember
sneaky.
How it started the fire.
How did you start the fire?
I got spooked and I knocked over a candle.
That started a fire that burned the whole city down.
There was no firefighters around, so I kind of just stared.
Yeah, they didn't have, like, preparations for if the whole town went up in flames, which is really bad. Like,
The poop kind of exploded too.
How do you not have preparations for a town going up? Like, that sounds like it should be bog standard.
What I'm guessing is there probably was something prepared for such an occasion, but a series of unfortunate events probably seem to have gone here. I believe
Carrie happened.
drunk and disorderly.
So, Wintress starts a fire, doesn't inform anybody about it, in an area where there is perhaps explosive, highly flammable material. Avoids said explosion and quickly causing flames, while in the meantime, let's say, hypothetically, the trained town officials, i.e. guards, might also be their firefighters. Most of the time, same job, kind of thing, you know? I've been to towns where that's the same. Are beat up, distracted, having taken care of getting Carrie into jail just a few, perhaps an hour ahead of time, and are probably licking their wounds. Large explosions spreading flames across the city, most of them not in shape to take care of it. I think one burning building, probably okay. Many, probably not so much.
There wasn't many stone buildings.
I think I broke like 3 noses that night.
I broke
Including
a lot
my
of
own.
families.
I think you should stick with this story, that it was less that it's your fault directly and more that it was accidental.
And that Carrion was not involved in the fire starting process.
That would be good.
I was unconscious with a broken nose.
that's a good thing.
Now the broken nose really hurt.
The unconscious part.
That hurt too.
So, we can... This is the defense we'll give. We shall have Carrie not be involved in the arson, and it will technically not be arson, it will be an accidental burning of the village, and it's just that perhaps Wintress panicked when she accidentally started a fire, didn't really know what to do because, well,
She was unfamiliar with the regulations.
unfamiliar with their what they would do to stop a fire. Didn't know who to call out to or who to go to. It was late at night. Everybody was in bed. Didn't have a way of alerting a lot of people, and there just happened to be highly town burnable materials in said barn area.
It's also a windy night.
What kind of building was it in that this fire started?
Stables.
Stable.
And do they have
Most
like
likely a lot of hay and wood.
and perhaps a cart full of fertilizer that had been gathered together and not taken to the local farms? I'm guessing something of the similar.
Have you ever set fire to a part of manure? It's very stinky, but very pretty.
Legally, I'm not allowed to respond.
But if it was, it would be really pretty, right, guys?
Hypothetically, sure.
I don't know what they put in that stuff, but sometimes, at points, it turns.
Oh, they put all kinds of shit in there.
Really?
Trying to say is it kind of it was pretty. I couldn't stop smoking.
Well,
All in all, it was an accident, and you shouldn't be held responsible. It's their fault for not having more stringent protections put in place.
I'm just wondering why that stable was so tucked in there. You know, who puts a stable next to like 5 normal houses?
Perhaps the people that would use said staple would have it there. If all the people in those 5 houses or in the nearby area use that stable as a kind of public place to keep their horses for a small village.
You can't logic me like this.
Poor city planning and, you know, distracted guard force and an accidental candle falling over. It was a recipe for a disaster, honestly, and bound to happen.
I mean, I guess we can go for the accident. Part of that doesn't feel like it logically works. I'm just going to say that, but whatever. The whole city planning part, I mean. I don't know if it actually would be considered that.
Okay, Claude, are there any crimes that we should know about for you as well?
Thought is a crime.
Against humanity.
I mean, we should...
Okay, besides that one.
We should probably keep the, like, assassin monstrosity weapon design thing on the down
I didn't say the word. We didn't say the word. You said it.
I'm just saying we should keep that entire portion of Claude's shape-changing existence on the down low.
I wasn't going to bring it up. I personally have not done anything illegal.
Oh, look at me. I haven't done any crimes.
At least not for a few hundred years.
I mean,
He's so special. He doesn't.
technically speaking, Maxwell's been involved with both an attempted kidnapping and an attempted murder.
Which one was the murder?
Pushing her off.
Which one was the kidnapping?
When
Oh,
they
right.
tried to kidnap you.
When did they
When
try
he
to
wasn't
kidnap
trying to stop
The
kidnapping.
drugs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cabald.
Yes. He was enabling kidnapping and enabling possibly murder when you plummeted off of a tree.
But that could be that was him being stupid,
That-
and it wasn't
I mean,
on purpose.
just-
He wasn't-
It was
what I'm
prank.
trying to say here is that it
Manslaughter.
technically is a crime, but it's a crime that is up to Carrie about how much she wants to talk about it as a crime.
Yes,
No,
Katie,
I'm
would
not
you like to
gonna
press
bring that
charges?
up.
Okay.
This is your one chance to press charges, Terry. Are you sure you don't hold any grudges?
no, most of the grudges I hold now are about throwing me off of a tree.
Oh, you can press charges against that.
That
Yeah,
was the
attempted
attempted murder. Yes, that's the one we were talking about.
Oh, that's the attempted murder. Yeah. I forgot both crimes were against me.
They were both crimes were against you.
So we'll just tell Lee that we got him convicted for attempted murder.
Yeah. We got you convicted from attempted murder. You totally pushed Carrie off of a tree and tried to kill her. We didn't.
The last illegal thing I probably ever did was steal, but that was a couple hundred years ago.
No one remembers that. You're fine.
Yeah.
I don't know if there'd be a statute of limitations, but whoever it would be stolen against is probably long since dead, and their descendants probably don't remember.
Yes.
There probably isn't like a note and be like, "Avenge my random stolen 20 gold pieces."
I also wasn't caught.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, well, like,
And probably in a different form that you know. So it's not like they have any evidence.
mm-hmm.
Find out who stole my grandpa's underwear that one night.
It was a pair of pants, thank you, while they were sitting at the bar.
No. Gamers.
Gamers.
Well, no, it's the name of a movie.
It's an independent film in which, like, it's ridiculous. It's over-top role-playing. So, like, the one character's like, "I'm gonna steal this guy's gold. I'm gonna steal his knife." And he's like, "I'm gonna steal his pants." And he rolls the dice, and he's like,
"I'm gonna steal from him again." He has nothing left but his pants.
No, they don't. It's like, "I'm gonna steal his pants." I just saw it recently, yeah.
Okay.
And then they roll the dice, and then all of a sudden you see, like, in, like, the thing, they go, whoosh, and he's got the pants in his hand, and the guys at the bar hasn't noticed. It's like, what?
And he's still sitting there on the stool.
Yeah.
That's also where they backstab someone with a ballista.
Yeah.
I mean, you haven't done that?
No, because it does triple damage and causes someone to explode in a fine mist of blood.
You know, and if I missed the beef borscht.
Borscht. It's like borscht. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I hope these shenanigans come up in like the new Dungeons and Dragons movie that they're making.
Oh man, yeah. If they get some shenanigans in there, that'll be good.
Chris Pine is in it.
Chris Pine's in it. I forgot they were. Well, I knew they were doing a new one, but I didn't hear Chris Pine was in it.
Yeah, he got casted like a few days ago.
Nice.
I like Chris Pine. I'm looking forward to that. He can do shenanigans.
Yeah. Anyway, so well, it seems as though we're probably pretty ready for whatever they may approach us with. After it, what do we tell them about what we encountered?
Big snake, it go munch.
I will just tell them what I saw with the very limited amount I saw the one night and what I did for the city's defense.
Should we talk to them about the fellows we saw down there?
I was just going to say that.
I mean, they're still around, so, like, they
It might-
leave.
The problem is with that is we don't know who's involved.
It might also require us telling them about the other shadowy figures that we've been dealing with.
Yes.
Not to mention, we already have to explain probably how we got the monster to sleep.
Well, that's easy enough. You have, of course, Maxwell, who has a master of some mind magics. And the thing had a sort of hive mind, yes. He managed to tap into it and, well, trick it. If he confesses it that way, it should keep things simple enough. He realized that this creature had been the pet of an elder dragon, convinced it that he was that elder dragon changed into a humanoid form, tricked it into going back asleep. The hive mind creature. Might work.
The question is, do we really want to tell them that he told them he was an elder dragon?
If you show it as if that it was a trick and that you were lying to the thing, it wouldn't be perhaps dangerous with these folks.
And that he didn't know he was impersonating an elder dragon.
Until later on, he just used the name.
True. He did not know that that name was of an elder dragon.
Chromium.
Yes.
Very well might work. Keeping it kind of on the down low, so to say. So
Maxwell is a persuasive individual. I believe if anyone could pull that off, it would in fact be Maxwell.
So therefore, yes?
Would you get your modern terminology, modern vocabulary from? Aren't you supposed to be like 2,000-year-old old?
I hang around with people a lot. I'm in cities and stuff, so I pick up changes in terminology as the languages evolve.
Okay, old man.
He stays on those subreddits.
I'm up to I'm up to snuff with the kids. I'm hip with the kids of this era.
I'm the youngest one here. You're very much not.
Look at Matt's face. Matt is.
Back in my day.
So, we'll have Maxwell explain the entire thing of defeating the creature. We will avoid talking about the shadow things until we know more about their organization, who they're working for, if all of these groups that we've met are truly interconnected. 2 of them seem to be. The third one, possibly. It seems, at very least, the person that was speaking in Maxwell's mind has connections with the folks. Whether or not his associate was also working for them or not, unknown, or if whether or not that person who has connections was on an independent mission.
Are we going to have to bring up the heart gear?
That's what I worry about bringing up. You have a piece of, well, powerful technology. If your component can help repair a skyship engine, that's very dangerous.
I'd rather not bring it up.
Especially something that's Phyrexian technology. Phyrexian technology is, well, it's looked upon very negatively very often.
Aye.
Exactly.
They don't need to know about this.
I think keeping the shadowy opponents out of limelight would be better. Not mentioning them. You're suggesting to mention the Ironclaw orcs and their resurgence might be a good thing, though.
Yes, I think that might at least show them that we're trying to help them.
That is a story that might be more entertaining to tell and paint us in a positive light.
Yes.
I also get the feeling from the information you provided, Claude, that the Kroger group, that family, and Edith Kroger, would actually be very interested in that. Remember, they are the guardians of the eastern side of Benalia.
Agreed. That's what made me think of a reason why to bring that up. That might buy us favor with them.
Exactly. That would mean we have one. That would be one house that we have favor. One house that is probably neutral to us, but might lean our way. That just leaves 5 that we have to worry about, technically.
I think we could get Denise's favor fairly easily by just talking about, journey, honestly, mentioning how we all met on a ship could start off well with it.
That's true. And you could talk with him one sailor to another.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'd be happy to.
Could get us a good ground there.
So that's 3.
The only one that we have to really worry about is religious one.
Well, they're all kind of religious.
Well, no, the one with the old religion.
That's Kroger.
Oh, yeah.
But you can use the orcs to make it think of something else, basically.
Yeah, so we could actually balance that one out.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
We just would have to worry about Rosecott and Capation.
And Georgiev with the Cabal.
Joria, I worry about. They do have ties to the remains of the Cabal. It seems that they are on the lookout for Carrie.
At the very least, even if we don't have to worry about them now, if they still have ties with them, we'd have to worry about them mentioning something to the Cabal.
Sorry, I think we should move away from you having family in that village. As far as they know, you had lived in that village at one point in time. That's the information we provided. Yes?
Did we even provide that?
Wasn't her sister with the knights that
Yes.
came to get us?
But her sister travels.
Depending on how well they know her sister, they may already know she's related to someone in the village too.
I would just hope to keep things down
We
low
can
for your
steer
family.
away from that and not
Yes.
mention it.
That's the thing
Unless-
is,
Yeah, unless they ask, I'm not gonna say shit.
Jolvier is probably going to ask many questions. We're going to have to be careful of how we answer them, is what I mean. If there's connections with the Cabal, still, even now, that could be dangerous for you. Ah, we lost someone for a second there. We lost a fish.
Well, we recaptured the fish.
The only other wild card is Cersei Devenant. We don't know much about what she's going to want or be interested in, because you didn't know as much about her, Claude. That could
What
skew
if we
things.
just- What if we just offer our assistance in future matters? Make us
Negotiating
willing
with
to help.
Negotiating with a group like this is very difficult to do something like that. Promising yourself to a kingdom, it's not something I would necessarily recommend. You might find yourself out of trouble now, but much deeper into the troubles that they might have later on.
I would say we promise to leave as quick as possible and not to bother them.
That is a possible idea. This is a major trading port, though, and it will be difficult to leave forever.
You just don't get caught.
Or
Yes, that is the goal, Winstress. Thank you.
or promise
Carrie,
that we will never
can
do
you
anything. to their-
be seductive?
No, unless it's a woman.
Well, there's a known bachelorette that leads a household, who the sisters take care of the daily operations. There might be someone. I have no idea the kind of people that she goes with. Maybe your kind would be interested to her.
Well, I did get invited to a harem once.
That's why
And
I'm
you plan on
suggest-
starting another.
that's why I'm
And I plan
suggesting
on starting another
we
to
could-
rule our board.
we could try out you, or perhaps if you didn't work, Maxwell appears in his human form. Maybe he can try it too. We can see if we
I
can.
could also.
Yeah, I was
Good
gonna
plan.
say Claude can turn into a woman, a man,
But
androgyny,
A head leech.
Claude,
head leech.
I also have a charisma of 16.
That's twice Kazran's.
we'll figure something out. We'll try to read the room and see what we need to do with her. How's that sound? And we'll keep our get out of jail free cards from those of us that have them close to our pockets in case they're needed. But
We have
for us,
cards.
well, some of us do.
I have a
Yeah.
get out of jail card, but it's not free and is in fact quite destructive.
Well, mine would be rather just obvious, but if I really need to get out of town, I can.
So really, Rosecott and Compassion are the two that we know that we truly have to deal with mostly right now. and a little bit of Jorve. Which I will note for information that you might remember, which also makes it a little bit more dangerous. Jorve is in rank 2 right now. So the top 4 ranks are, of course, Rosecott, Compassion, Jorve, and then Tamarilla, who's remaining neutral. So the other 3 aren't really in huge positions of power right now, but their boisterous attitudes might lead the others.
Well, and I think with Jorve we have a chance with Kaz being able to...
No,
No, that's Denise.
Oh no, that's Denise. Never mind.
Yeah.
Joryev is the one that might have Cabal connections,
Right, yeah.
Yes.
which maybe we could exploit. Or maybe will kill us.
Mm-hmm.
Probably both.
Hooray!
Yay!
Although, knowing their love of secrets, we might be able to try to play that to our advantage as well.
Do we have secrets?
I'm a secret.
What's your secret?
I have a face under this skull.
Yeah, the other ranks, just to let you know, is Devant is at 5 right now, Kroger's at 6, and Denise is at 7. So Denise is, her household has the least amount of power, but because they have the Navy, they can actually give influence to the Rosecott family. You know, Army and Navy.
Yeah.
So they're the lowest in the ranking, but have still a lot of pull.
Just remember the rankings change.
The rankings change, and it just comes down to actual votes, kind of like that. Like, you know, the votes might hold more, but it's like when discussing things and trying to figure out, like, before they make a vote, one in the least position right now has an influence over the highest, especially if it comes to military matters, which you guys might pertain to. The Kroger family, on the other hand, they don't have a lot of pull right now, especially because of the Church of Angel Fire and stuff. But they can definitely sway a conversation in certain ways and bring up certain points which the others might not normally think of. And as I said, Devant, you don't know what they're going to do. They're kind of the wild card.
Nim, question for you.
Yes.
Do you have any information you think maybe the Joyevs might want? That you'd be willing to...
Unfortunately, no. Nothing willing to trade with them. I have plenty of secrets that I would not share. There are very many dangerous things that I've learned over the years that it would be best not to share.
Like he's not compatible with a dragon.
That is...
I don't think that's a very big secret.
That is not a very large secret, or secret.
No, but it is quitter talk.
I mean, good luck on you on that one.
I will not be trying. No, I will not be trying.
Yeah.
No, I don't. It would go quite badly, I imagine.
I mean, if you were looking for compatibility, there are rumors of certain types of dragons, such as the Elder Dragons, that could use their magic to transform into humans, if not temporary. Or for temporary periods of time.
I'm glad you thought about this.
Well, you're bringing up this stuff. I never thought about it until now.
Logistics aside, for this completely hypothetical scenario, it is, you know, good to have some sort of secrets that might appeal to Joriev under our sleeves. My own would be this heart gear, and I do not intend to say it.
The only weird thing about...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you can go first, Claus. I always speak over you, and that's kind of...
No. Ladies first.
I'm Wintress, I'm a lady.
Wintress is first.
Oh. Well, See, the only weird thing about me is I'm Wintress. But
You're right, that is weird enough.
But also, like, I have connections to the Sky Scrowners. That's the only thing I know. I don't think that's a secret.
I could meditate for a bit, see if I can dig up anything from
You have secrets?
any of the people that are in me.
I think it's best to hold our secrets tight and not use them if we don't need to. Especially bringing our secrets to light would be bringing them to light, and they would no longer be secrets. And having a direct meeting with Georgiev is risky, especially because we're going to be meeting with them with the rest of them.
True.
If they approach us afterwards, then we might have to worry about something like this. Because there are a few secrets that I know about, and some that I might actually be willing to share with you folks here. There's one that I was thinking of that might be of use to know about, since you have encountered it now. Since, Claude, you seem to be made of, well, living flowstone as far as I can tell. We've discussed this. It's something that I learned about a while ago. I don't know its exact location, but the old flowstone furnace, the old heart of Rath, it's said to still exist deep under Urborg. I don't think it functions anymore, but it's there, hidden. I think even the Cabal didn't find it. I think the planar overlay managed to hide it. An old friend of mine, who was a lord in Urborg. Well, he mentioned it existed. Lord Windgrace.
You wouldn't happen to know how to find and activate it, would you?
No. And Lord Windgrace died. He unfortunately passed away during the Mending era.
I don't know how eager I am to
It was
look for such a thing.
You don't want to go
he was
to
a powerful magician, and it was his magic which closed the time rift over Urborg by sacrificing his essence to it. He basically blew himself up in order to close it.
That's vile.
That's Kaz's dream.
It would happen. I was about to say I would do that.
But
It's a necessary sacrifice and an understandable one.
the Panther folk of Urborg, as rare as they are now, are descendants of him, well, of his family. He was one of them. If you were going to be looking for it, they might be the place to go to, but they are rare and scarce. Last I heard, they were fighting guerrilla tactics against the Cabal.
Well, I intend on exploring Urborg for a wreckage anyway.
It's one journey I'm not looking forward to.
Everything just points to Urborg and Rath and Prime.
Unfortunately,
Lots of crime that we will not be confessing to.
Yeah.
I've
Anyway.
spent a long time running from that place.
perhaps we should get some rest, though. If there's anything else we can think of, we can discuss it in the morning.
I can agree with that.
Agreed.
And we shall end it here.
And dance.
Yes. So next time, you'll hopefully have a Maxwell for a interrogation / maybe trial? You don't know yet. Trial.
Hooray.
We don't know if if Mads is pressing charges or not.
We'll
be funny.
find out.
It would be funny. You know a good lawyer, son.
That's true. Do we?
Yeah, it's Cass.
Help up in Gormouth, attorneys at law.
Yeah. That's from a different campaign.
Ah.
It's from a different campaign altogether.
Whole different planar system.
Anyway.
Wintress finally confessed how she burned down the village.
Yeah.
It's true. By accident.
You're the, oh my god, you're the, what is it, the lady's cow that did the Great Fire of San
what's her
Francisco.
name?
Chicago Fire.
No, it's Chicago.
It was Chicago, that's what it was, Chicago Fire.
Mrs. O'Leary's cow.
Okay,
Yes.
Wintress is Mrs. O'Leary's cow. It's like, whoops. The cow that started the fire which burnt down Chicago. And they had firefighters, so of course the tiny town that could happen in.
It's a reasonable thing that could have happened.
Yeah.
There was a lot of there was a lot that went wrong in Chicago at the time.
Apparently,
a lot of bad
apparently Wintress and Carrie were a lot that went wrong in that town at that time period.
Congrats on uncovering the mysteries of your arson. The A in arson stands for accident.
Anyway.
The R stands for Wintress.
Let's have outros for people. Mads.
Hi, I'm here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay.
I got slime.
Neat. Fish.
Hi everybody, I'm Fish Harlan. This week you can find me continuing my undead crusade against Jeff Bezos. You see, someone has to send the three ghosts to convince him to release all his money back to the people, and Charles Dickens sure isn't doing it.
Sounds about right.
William Shakespeare might. He's still alive in England. He just got vaccinated the other week.
Can only hope.
We can only hope. Since we don't have a Lee, a Joe.
Hey, I'm Joe. You'll find me here on Tensis's channel for this, and on the Saturdays we're discussing tabletop.
Yep. Oh yeah, Lee. Just Lee Belmont on Twitch.tv. I don't remember if I have a children player command. I might not have set this up. I keep forgetting to. With everybody's
Do you
links
not
and
have a
stuff.
shout out command?
I have it for like every other game. I think I keep forgetting to make it for this one.
Just like a shout out.
I usually have one. I usually have one customized for the players and stuff.
That's my shout out.
Well, Lindsay.
Hi, it me, Lynn. I'm the nightmare fuel for your dreams. I come and I take, and I leave you wondering what happened.
All right then.
I hope that was a fitting description.
Yeah, I can vibe with that.
Yeah. As for myself, Tantanara van Dracovin. If you're looking for more role-playing games, my schedule is currently a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday schedule. On Monday at 1 p.m. EST is Records of Evil. That's a lawful evil D&D game set in a modern version of Faerun. On Tuesdays is Vampire the Masquerade at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Legacies of Kain. It's Vampire the Masquerade, it's what it sounds like. And then this show is every Thursday at 8 p.m. EST if you want to join us for it. I'll probably be adding some more role-playing games into the future. I think we're not going to have next week because it's Christmas Eve. I believe most of us are busy on that day. I will probably not, so if I don't get people, I might do something else on that day. I don't know. I'd probably announce it online.
I think I'm working Christmas Eve, but I'm mid-shift, so I should be able to.
I'll figure something out if I want to do something for it.
I'm for sure busy.
Yeah.
I'll
I
have to
have no
see.
idea.
I originally was supposed to be busy, but now with COVID, I don't know if I'm going to be
At
actually really
most,
doing stuff with my
maybe
parents
I
or
will
not.
try to figure out like a Christmas one-shot or something. You know, like a holiday one-shot that'll be silly.
That would be
I
fun.
have one that I can send your way if you're interested.
Yeah, I want you to send it to me and I can check that
Maybe
one out.
Santa and his 7 dragon.
You could help Santa and the 7 dragons deliver death and destruction to all the children. I mean,
Or we can try to stop him from doing it.
I will send it your way. It's very fun.
We're the
It's
dragon.
kind of like he's Krampus.
Oh yeah, look, you get to be the dragons according to Lindsay. That would be.
And
But-
it's like you all have a challenge you gotta do before you get hooked up on the doom sled.
Well, see, Santa is drunk, so the 7 dragons who'd pull the sleigh clearly have to be the ones to deliver all the presents. Or death.
For myself,
Presence of death.
otherwise, I will be doing some gaming streams. I'm going to try to finish up... the 3 games I'm trying to finish up this week are in the order. I'm going to try to do Stellaris. I was doing the the Halloween update of, like, undead things. I want to finish up an adventure on that. I want to finish up my Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines run-through, which I was playing a Tremere, because I never played Tremere in that game, and I decided to. And then, hopefully, by around Christmas... I'm going to finish up Parasite Eve because it's a Christmas video game. Because if you deny that, you're full of crap, just like Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Parasite Eve is a Christmas horror video game. It takes place over Christmas, and lots of people die. It's Christmas!
Grimbo time, Grimbo time.
You'll shoot your eye out.
Anyway, regardless though, everybody have a great rest of your Thursday. Stay safe, stay sane, stay healthy. As I cough into my shoulder. And hopefully we'll see you here next 2 weeks from now, when we definitely have this show, and for whatever else people I do on this channel or they do on their places that you can find them in the upcoming weeks. But until then, actually at least 2 weeks. It might be more than that because I don't know. That's like freaking New Year's Eve, but I don't know.
Yeah, that I had to see with my fiance if we are doing anything.
God, it's Christmas Eve then New Year's Eve. I forgot they're like a week after each other. So,
Yep.
Maybe 2 weeks from now, maybe 3 weeks from now with the Thursday show. We'll see. Anyway, and that'll be trial time. We'll see. But until then, farewell, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.